It is good to have you join me on yet another episode of the program Service to Humanity, a program designed to update you on the activities of the Federal Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development. My name is Habiba Zakzok, your regular anchor. On tonight's episode, we shall be looking at the nationwide monitoring and evaluation of the Government Enterprise and Empowerment Program GEEP, with a focus on Kano and Jigawa States. In line with that, we shall be measuring the impacts of the GEEP program as we get testimonies from some of the beneficiaries of the program. This and more coming your way shortly.
I tell you, anytime we're not producing, the fish farmers suffer. The people we engage suffer. The people we feed, that we give our fish heads to, they feel it. I'll only beg the government to continue with this and make it run more.
We used to have children crying, parents will be chasing them to come to school, and they will be at the gate, they will be crying, they will hold on to the plate, they will not want to come into the gate.
When they are not giving the food, the attendance was very low.
Now the children are always fit and healthy because of the food they eat.
To make them attend class every day.
I eat rice, meat and carrots.
I want to use this opportunity to thank the federal government for the feeding program.
We shall begin with the Management Diary, where we bring you news from the Humanitarian Ministry and her agencies. In our lineup, Minister of Humanitarian Affairs flags off grants for Vulnerable Group Fund in Delta State, just as the federal government set to partner World Bank on post-flood disaster rapid impact assessment. Let's have the details.
Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development, Hajiya Sadia Umar Farouk, has flagged off the disbursement of the Grant for Vulnerable Groups Program, GVG, as well as rolled out the Government Enterprise and Empowerment Program, GEEP, in Delta State. The two programs are part of the National Social Investment Program, NSIP, which is the flagship social protection program of President Buhari's administration, targeting the poor and vulnerable in the country. The grant for vulnerable groups is designed to provide a one-off cash grant of 20,000 naira to the poorest and most vulnerable Nigerians in rural and peri-urban areas across the 36 states of the Federation and the Federal Capital Territory.
Our target in Delta State is to disburse the grant to about 3,000 beneficiaries across the 25 local government areas of the state. It is worthy to note that 70% of these beneficiaries must be women, while the remaining 30% for youth. Mr. President has further directed that at least 15% of the total number of the beneficiaries must specifically be allocated to citizens with special needs, including persons with disabilities, internally displaced persons, and the senior citizens in the state.
While commending the Delta State Governor, Dr. Ifeanyi Okowa, for his support and selflessness, especially when it comes to promoting the plight of the poor and vulnerable, the minister urged the beneficiaries to take advantage of the loans to empower themselves.
This is a very good opportunity, and I hope you will make our president happy by judiciously utilizing these funds given to you to better your lives, to be on your way out of poverty to prosperity. And in that, we are supporting His Excellency Mr. President's vision of uplifting 100 million Nigerians out of poverty by the year 2030.
The minister then flagged off the programs by issuing cash and checks to Delta State beneficiaries of the GVG and GEEP, as well as working equipment for independent monitors of the NSIP.
Everything, all inclusive.
Meanwhile, earlier in the day, the minister stopped by to pay a courtesy visit to the Delta State Governor, Dr. Ifeanyi Okowa, who was at another function to commiserate with him and the people of his state over the recent flood disaster. The federal government of Nigeria begins plans to partner with the World Bank to conduct a post-disaster rapid impact assessment. Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development, Hajia Sadia Umar Farouk, who made this known through a statement signed by her Special Assistant on Media, Nneka Anibize, said the assessment would use the Global Rapid Post-Disaster Damage Estimation grade. According to Farouk, the exercise is intended to give an immediate understanding and estimation of the extent of damage and loss caused by the flood, adding that rapid estimation is needed because the Physical Post-Disaster Needs Assessment (PDNA) will take between 6 to 8 months. The minister also urged all partners and stakeholders to help affected communities recover quickly and stabilize. She explained that the ministry had to also seek for durable solutions towards the return and resettlement of affected communities, continue to provide life-saving emergency assistance, prevent the spread of diseases, and ensure food security.
Welcome back. One of the 4 components of the National Social Investment Program, NSIP, the Government Enterprise and Empowerment Program, GEEP, is another tool the federal government, through the Humanitarian Ministry, has used to provide social intervention for the nation's vulnerable. A lot of market women, local traders, and even farmers have registered to benefit from the loan scheme. For the federal government, the program doesn't just end at disbursement. Measures have also been put in place to ensure every beneficiary gets the funds and in a seamless process. In respect of that, the Humanitarian Ministry has deployed members of its monitoring and evaluation departments nationwide to carry out spot checks to assess the program. Our crew visited Jigawa and Kano States to see how the outing of the monitoring and evaluation team went. Let's have that story.
Government Enterprise and Empowerment Program, GEEP, is an initiative by the federal government of Nigeria to provide financial inclusion and access to microcredit for Nigerians at the bottom of the economic pyramid. It is one of the 4 clusters of the National Social Investment Programs, NSIPs. GEEP aims to provide capital to beneficiaries in an easily accessible way to grow their business and onboard these beneficiaries into the formal financial system through bank accounts, mobile wallets, and formal identities. GEEP was launched with 2 broad objectives: granting access to funding by providing microloans in an easily accessible way to those at the bottom of the pyramid who engage in commercial activities but face significant challenges with access to finance credit, and granting financial inclusion through the microloan offers and access to finance by ensuring beneficiaries are brought under the formal financial sector and can further seize the opportunity to access other credit products from financial service providers. Considering the poverty index in the country, the GEEP program was restructured to accommodate and impact on the lives of more Nigerians. GEEP launched 3 products, namely Trader Money, Farmer Money, and Market Money. May 11, 2022 saw the nationwide enumeration for beneficiaries of the restructured GEEP, now known as GEEP 2.0. By September 2022, the program saw its nationwide flag-off by the Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development, Hajia Sadia Umar Farouk, where she traveled to various states to mark the commencement of disbursement to beneficiaries. With a high rate of success so far recorded in the disbursement, a nationwide on-the-spot check to assess program, identify challenges, and eliminate bottlenecks in the program implementation has been ongoing. In Jigawa States, Beneficiaries' turnouts for the monitoring and evaluation of the GEEP program was impressive. They updated officials on their loan status, updated their details, and laid complaints on their challenges. Usman Mohammed, lead coordinator of the Jigawa Monitoring and Evaluation Team, speaks on the aim of the exercise and some of his observations.
We're here in Birnin Kudu. The purpose is to come and check how the GEEP activities is going on. We are assigned to visit the states and also go around at least visit 3 local governments in the states. So we are here today to commence our activities in the states. And we have administered some questionnaires to the beneficiaries, 10 of them, and after which we'll be also leaving to the another LGAs. So far, what we are seeing here is there is improvement. It's just that some of them have a little complaints that inshallah will also forward it to the appropriate authorities, and we hope very soon it will be rectified.
Master trainer for GEEP in Jigawa States, Ahmed Tijani Ibrahim, while lauding the federal government for such initiative, gives an update on the program in the states.
I want to appreciate the present government by providing the opportunity to small-scale farmers and small-scale business people that this loan of 50,000 and 50,000 to 300,000 for farmers, 50,000 to trader money and market money beneficiaries. As I'm talking to you now, over 3,000 beneficiaries have been enumerated and issued ATM in Jigawa State. Some of them have even got their disbursement. They have withdrawn and started the petty business they are doing.
Ibrahim calls on beneficiaries to use the funds judiciously and also assures the federal government of honesty on the part of the beneficiaries when it is time for repayment of the loan.
I will call on the beneficiaries to use this money for business, as it is a loan, though it is an interest and collateral-free loan, but they have to utilize this for the intended purpose. At the same time, I want to assure the government that by God's grace, Jigawa State beneficiaries are known for debt recovery and debt repayment. This time around, we'll make sure the same status quo is maintained.
Musa Yakubu, State Coordinator of Independent Monitors in Jigawa State, speaks about the exercise as it relates to his team of independent monitors, as well as the impact of the GEEP program on individuals and households.
Mun zo wannan gari na Gumel ne ba don komai ba saboda mu bibiyo irin wabbasan da gwamnati take yi.
We came to Gumel to monitor efforts of the federal government to see that the poor and vulnerable in Nigeria are lifted out of poverty by supporting their businesses through the GEEP loans. Among the 4 clusters of the NCIP, the Empower, Conditional Cash Transfer, Homegrown School Feeding Program, and GEEP is one program that has stood out. Households have really benefited because of these loans. When women are in business, their families are well taken care of, even their communities and other areas.
Yakubu calls on women to participate fully in the program, describing them as the backbone in the fight against poverty.
I
am calling on other women, since the idea of this initiative by the federal government is to eliminate poverty. Women are the backbone of development. They have the strength to bear multiple children and also hold the family together. So empowering them for business would help in the fight against poverty. Therefore, everyone should come out in the upcoming registration of the next GEEP enrollment. The excitement is obvious in the faces of these current beneficiaries.
The story is not different for Kano State, where 680 beneficiaries were selected to benefit from the program. The beneficiaries came out in their numbers to meet with the monitoring and evaluation team for progress assessment and redress of challenges faced in the implementation process. Like all programs under the NCIPs, GEEP was designed to give every Nigerian equal opportunity at earning a living, and that includes persons living with disability. GEEP Desk Officer for Bichi Local Government Area of Kano State, Sadiq Lawal Abubakar, speaks on that as he assesses the impact of GEEP program in the lives of beneficiaries.
In those ones that were able to get it, there were a lot of people with permanent disability, and there were some people that were deaf, there were some people that were left-handed, and others. About 20 of them were lucky to get it. And right now, I have brought some of the people with disability for you to see, and if at all the journalists wanted to see how they were doing, some of them they bought sewing machines. They were now sewing things in their own houses. In my own assessment, the NC program, the 4 programs of NC, that is the Empower, the GEEP program, the homegrown food program, and the conditional cash transfer, GEEP is one of the ones that is appropriate and it reaches the people in the rural areas. In my own list of beneficiaries, you will find out that the beneficiaries were across the 11 wards of Bichi local government. All of them, there is fair distribution of the program to poor and vulnerable households in the local government. And we are sure that if the government will continue with the tempo, there's going to be upliftment from the poverty line to people that were above the poverty line.
Ṣàǹfààní díẹ̀ lára mi o nígbà tí mo fi kó ọjà gan díẹ̀díẹ̀ tó le àrífi ń tọ́jà àwọn ìjẹun lásìkò wọn dẹ̀ lọ skul ètò tọ́gbé kalẹ̀ ẹ̀ náà wà òkè náà àmọ́ bọ́ iṣẹ́ iná kọ́ máa stop ẹ̀ o àkọ́yẹ́ ká máa jàǹfààní ẹ̀ lọ títí láéláé o ọlọ́wọ́n àwọn arántí ẹ̀yìn náà wọ́n ti mọ̀ pé èmi tẹ́ mo nídìí ẹ̀ jù torí bùkátà tí mò ń gbé pọ̀. Màá dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ pé wọ́n ṣe, wọ́n dúpẹ́ bọ́ iná wọn ò ní ṣíṣe, wọn ò ní bàjẹ́, wọn tọ́nà bá dáwọ́lé a máa yọrí sí rere.
You are still watching Service to Humanity, a program tailored to bring to your screen programs and activities of the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development and its agencies as it carries out its mandate. Still on the GEEP program, beneficiaries have continued to appreciate and laud the efforts of the federal government for bringing a program that has enabled them get funds to start or boost their businesses without requesting for collateral or interest on the loans. Some of them share with us their testimonies. Keep watching.
In line with President Buhari's mission to lift 100 million Nigerians out of poverty by the year 2030, the impact of the GEEP program can be seen and heard from the brightness in the faces and testimonies of beneficiaries of the program. Honorable Bala Umar, Chairman, Hadejia Local Government Area of Jigawa State, speaks on the impact of the GEEP program in the lives of beneficiaries in Hadejia.
In ka duba misali wannan kuɗi da aka zo ake bayarwa na naira 50,000 na masu ƙanana.
If you look at this GEEP loans for farmers and small businesses, you would see that lives have been blessed, and these loans can serve as a capital that will change the fortunes of these beneficiaries. There was a program like this where the governor gave goats to people for business. A woman who benefited made profit and went into buying and selling of wrappers. This tells you that people have welcomed such initiatives, and they have chosen to take advantage of it to empower themselves, just as the president wants it to be. It is a good initiative, and the people have testified that the program is not for the rich or politicians.
According to Honorable Umar, beneficiaries of the program cut across religious, ethnic, and political lines. He then calls on beneficiaries to make good use of the loans for their businesses in order to make profit and repay their loans. In the same vein, Haladu Musa, Vice Chairman of Gumel Local Government Area, Jigawa State, also speaks on the impact of the GEEP program on the lives of beneficiaries in Gumel.
Ya taimaki al'umma da yawa
GEEP has helped a lot of communities because many people have been empowered despite the global financial crisis. Politicians don't even take advantage of the vulnerable people anymore because all of them have been empowered.
Some beneficiaries in their place of trade explain how the loan has helped their businesses.
I received 50,000 Naira loan from the GEEP program to help me improve my business, and thankfully, my business is expanding. I am very grateful. Nobody influenced my selection for the loan. I only went to the National Orientation Agency office after I heard about the program and picked a form. With the loan, I was able to carry out some repairs in my shop, and my capital also increased. By God's grace, when it is time to repay my loan, it wouldn't be a problem to pay back.
Immediately I received the loan, I bought everything I needed and I continued my business. It's been 26 days now and everything is moving fine. I love my tea business. Even if I am offered another job, I wouldn't take it because I am satisfied with my tea business. With my profit, I have also expanded to farming. If I had known you were coming, I would have kept some pumpkins for you to make soup when you get home.
Rearing chickens is one business I can do while attending school. I can attend my lectures and still come back home to take care of them. It is also a business I have passion for. We are very grateful for this initiative. We lack words to express our gratitude.
Beneficiaries also speak on the program and how it has benefited them.
I received my loan through my ATM card. I have been a milk trader, so when I got the loan, I added to my capital. I did not make any payment before I secured this loan. All we have to say is thank you and God bless.
We can only pray for God's blessing for the federal government for bringing the GEEP program. We have really benefited and I am flourishing in my business of frying chickens, pigeons, and guinea fowls. I am grateful to God for this loan. From the beginning, I knew this was a loan. Even though others said it was a grant, I told them it was a loan, and by God's grace, I will pay back as it is required of me.
àrífi tọ́jà àwọn ìjẹun lásìkò wọn dẹ̀ lọ skul ètò tọ́gbé kalẹ̀ ẹ̀ náà wà òkè náà àmọ́ bọ́ iṣẹ́ iná kọ́ máa stop ẹ̀ o àkọ́yẹ́ ká máa jàǹfààní ẹ̀ lọ títí láéláé o ọlọ́wọ́n àwọn arántí ẹ̀yìn náà wọ́n ti mọ̀ pé èmi tẹ́ mo nídìí ẹ̀ jù torí bùkátà tí mò ń gbé pọ̀ máa dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ pé wọ́n dúpẹ́ bọ́ iná wọn ò ní ṣíṣe wọn ò ní bàjẹ́ wọn tọ́nà bá dáwọ́lé àmàyọrí sí rere.
And that's our package on this episode of Service to Humanity. Join me again same time next week and same station for more on the strides of the ministry and her agencies in reaching the nation's most vulnerable with the initiatives of the federal government to better their lives. My name is Habiba Zakzak, saying good night.